Hello guys, children think differently than adults. They don't fully understand how the world works yet, so they see things in a completely different light. This, however, does not last long. It's believed that by around the age of 11, children have most of the mental abilities of adults. They just lack the experience or knowledge to put these new skills into practice. Let's start our top 5 amazing ways that children see the world differently. Number 5. Real or imaginary. Children often believe things happened that did not, that something they imagine actually did occur. This is because they find it hard to tell the difference between fantasy and reality. In fact, if you were to ask a child to describe an imaginary event and then ask them about it in the future, they should probably tell you it actually did happen. Also, if you ask a kid a leading question that makes it sound as though something happened that did not, the child will luckily go on to explain to you in great detail about whatever it was. There is a limit to this, however. Although children will often end up believing fantasies they make up themselves, if someone else tells them something that is less than believable, they are less likely to be convinced. Scientist Jacqueline suggests that the reason children sometimes cannot tell the difference between fantasy and reality is because they don't understand what they know and how much they know, a skill most people learn as they get older. Number 4. Language. Children seem to be able to pick up languages so quickly, whereas when you are older, it can take a lot of learning and effort to even be able to hold a simple conversation in a language other than your native one. Also, kids from bilingual families are able to learn two languages at the same time despite no real formal training. When you really think about it, this seems crazy, as it can take years of lesson for an adult to become fluent in a language. The LAD is a theoretical tool in the brain that allows young children to rapidly learn and acquire language. He showed that as nearly all languages have similar qualities, that there must be some common tools linking all language. Chomsky noticed also in his experiment that children seems to understand that nearly all sentences go subject verb objects. So what happened to the LAD in the later life? Its theories that it gets much weaker after a critical period, a short period in early life that is necessary for language acquisition. There is much argument about when this period ends, with some saying it ends as late as 18 years and others only giving it up until 9 years old. Number 3. Conservation. If someone was to pour some water from a wide glass into a tall glass, you would rightfully know that the amount in the tall glass is the same as the amount that was in the wide glass, because no extra water has been added. Children up until the age of 7, however, seems to lack this, usually judging that the tall glass will have more water even if both glasses hold the exact same amount. This is suggested to be because younger children lack reversibility. They lack the understanding that by pouring it from one container to another, the amount of liquid remains the same. It is also suggested that it is because the kids are not able to put height and width together, meaning that they only focus on either height or width and ignore the other. Number 2. Faces. At zoos, you may have noticed that it is quite hard to tell different animals of the same species apart because of how similar they look. This is because your brain is not used to having to tell the difference between two different monkeys. For example, but very young infants haven't had time to let their brain adapt to being able to tell human faces apart, so they are still open to the different species. This is something psychologists refer to as perceptual narrowing. It was found that infants at 6 months old could tell if a monkey face they were shown was a new face or one they had been shown before, and this had disappeared by 9 months old, at which time the infants were as bad at it as adults. Another study found that at 9 months old, infants could, however, tell two monkeys' faces apart when they were similar but different. Number 1. Morals. You have quite well developed morals, where you understand the importance of doing things with good intention, to follow the law, and so forth. Perhaps you even understand that sometimes rules should be broken. A child's moral reasoning, however, is not this complex. In fact, for the youngest children, it's believed that their moral beliefs are based simply on avoiding punishment. Their reasoning then develops into knowing that the right way to behave is what is rewarded, until eventually it becomes the moral reasoning that most adults have. One study showing this involved asking kids what is worse, breaking many glasses accidentally or breaking one while doing something naughty. Obviously, the situation where it was done on purpose is the worst one, but younger children with less developed moral are likely to say that one who breaks many glasses is naughtiest because they did the most of the naughty things. Thank you guys for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel.